Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm here for another film review. I actually saw two movies this last weekend, and I would love to discuss them with you right now. And I bet you're wondering, why am I wearing a jacket in Florida? Well, I just think this is such a cool jacket, and I kind of feel like a race car driver when I wear it, which is one of the films we're going to discuss. Anyways, let's start with the first film, which is actually not about a race car driver, but a killer AI doll. That, my friends, is Megan 2.0. That's right. Blumhouse's new film, Megan 2.0, is out. Megan, we love her. She's so fun. Got the dance craze on TikTok now. You know what I mean? Like when that came out, it was so fun. Everyone just started dancing and just having so much fun with Megan. So, anyways, Megan 2.0 is a follow up to the first film, which came out a few years ago at this point. But anyway, so 2 years after the whole Megan issue where she went on a rampage and killed a bunch of people, well, now there's an even bigger problem. So Gemma has to basically remake her or resurrect her to take down Amelia, who is a government military grade machine built as a weapon by some contractors. So basically, a dangerous doll, Megan, is being remade to fight an even more dangerous AI creature created by bad people, basically. So, guys, this movie is so much fun. This is one of the most fun films I've seen this summer. It is filled with just so many laughs, so many fun moments. It's just so much fun. Is it a perfect film? No, I'm going to tell you that right now. But I don't think it's meant to be a perfect film. It's a Blumhouse movie. They're meant to just make you have such a good time. So, and that's what it is. It's a lot of fun. Um, I will say the first one leaned a little bit more into the horror genre. This sequel, not so much. The sequel really kind of goes more into an action comedy type film with a little bit of scary things, a little bit of horror, a little bit of gore, just traditionally. It's not the first movie that did this. It's very campy, much like Terminator 2. So it kind of changed genres up and kind of became its own thing. But that's not a bad thing. It's just if you're looking for a very scary film, you're not going to get it with this one. This is just camp and just it's a good time. It really is. So yeah, yeah. There's a lot of fun elements and a lot of funny moments. I laughed quite a bit more than I thought I would, especially at Megan. She's just so funny. There's a moment where there's a song, and I'm not going to go too much into it to spoil it, but it's very funny. I found myself cackling quite a bit more than I expected to be. This movie it's got the tech gimmicks, the AI gimmicks, the typical things, but there's a lot of fun set pieces. However, there is a cliche villain. It's not very surprising for a film, but it's a total blast. It just Blumhouse really put all their eggs in one basket with this one and just decided to make the audience have such a good time, and I appreciate that very much. Of course, Allison Williams has returned as Gemma, and she's so cool. There's a lot of really cool moments in this movie with her, and she really is just so neat. Allison Williams does such a good job in this role, and it's really good to have her back in as Gemma, the creator of Megan. It's fantastic. Ivana Sakno is Amelia, and she can be quite intimidating. She's the new Megan, the one who is much more dangerous, and that's the one they're trying to, kind of destroy before she wreaks havoc on the world. We've got Jenna Davis is back as Megan, as she's the voice of Megan. She is so cool. She's perfect when she says some of her lines. It's just so iconic, and we love her. She's fantastic, and she's I can't think of anybody else to play Megan's voice than Jenna Davis. It's fantastic. Jermaine Clement plays a role. I don't remember his name. I'm not gonna lie to you. and I couldn't find it on IMDb. I don't think anybody knows his character's name, but he plays this. It's so corny and so fun. For those of you who don't know, Jermaine Clement is from Moana. It was Tamatoa, so the song "Shiny" was sung by him. He did movies like Muppets Most Wanted. He always just did such a good job in these films. He's so corny and just so much fun. And yeah, he was very good in this as well. Very fun. Violet McGraw, she plays Katie. Katie's the girl in the first one, the main girl, who was the niece of Allison Williams' character. And she basically is under the protection of Megan. Megan will do anything to protect Katie because that is her programming. And she does a good job in this. She's kind of grown up a little bit, has those edges to her, and the typical puberty adolescent fits and things like that. So it's kind of cool to see her grow up in that role. And the chemistry between her and Gemma, it's very bittersweet, but very very good. Yeah, and then Brian Jordan Alvarez plays Cole. He returns as Cole, this nerdy assistant of Gemma, and he is just very good in this role. He's funny, he's nerdy. It's perfect. He's a great character actor, and this role is just very character actor driven, and it's really good to have him back in that as well. And then Aristotle Ahari is Christian. Christian is somebody who dates Emma, and I'm not gonna try and spoil too much about it. He does a really good job in the role though, but he's so good at playing this like jerky lover boy type character, and it was nice to see that because you need different aspects of different characters throughout films. You need different levels, and that's to me he did a very good job. So anyways, so Megan 2.0, it's a lot of fun. If you guys like the first one, if you like Megan, if you like just having a good time at the theaters and not really thinking about it, just turning your brain off, this is a good film. Is it an Oscar winner? No. Again, it's not meant to be an Oscar winner. That's just what type of movie it is. But I'm going to score Megan 2.0. This is my Eric rating. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. A very fun summer film. Very, very fun. Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to go and switch things up a little bit to F1 now. This movie is very good, and the more I think about it, the better the movie gets. Like when I was watching it, I said it's pretty good, yeah. But then I went home, went to bed, woke up today, and I said, man, that movie was really good. F1 is it's a racing movie. It's a good summer film. It'll keep you entertained for the 2 hour and 35 minute runtime it has. And the story of it is though an F1 driver, Formula One driver, played by Brad Pitt, comes out of retirement to mentor and team up with a younger driver. Um, so we've got the character is Sonny Hayes, that's Brad Pitt, and we've got Damson Idris who plays Joshua Pierce, who is the younger driver. And their chemistry is just they've got this feud about who's better, who's going to do a better job, and their feuding is just fantastic. They're just they do such a good job, trying to outdo each other, and it's really evident on screen, and that's really interesting. It is a fun, action-packed movie. It is an adrenaline rush. I'm telling you, you will feel like you are driving with those characters in the car. It's incredible the way that it was done. Apple really gave it their all. Apple's they're the ones who created the film, and they did such a good job. And what I think is really really interesting about this movie specifically is that for the racing scenes when you're in the car, when you, when the drivers are driving and it's like first person in the car, it was filmed on an iPhone, so it really does a great job. You kind of feel like you're like right there in the middle of the action, and I think that's fantastic. It's just crazy, as I talked about in my interview a few weeks back, about 28 years later the iPhones were filmed for that. It's just incredible how far technology has come, where we can film these movies on an iPhone, and it looks very professional. I think that's just fantastic to think about. So yeah, that's really cool. This is one of the best race car films I've seen. I'm not usually a race car movie guy. I think there's so many of them. You've got Ford versus Ferrari, Gran Turismo, both very good movies, but there's just to make so many of them, and I'm just I don't know a whole lot about cars, so it's just not really my favorite genre. But I will say Formula One, F1 is really high up on that list of movies this year. It was done so well. So even if you don't love racing movies, this is going to be a good movie for you either way. And so I just think that's fantastic. Another thing I want to talk about is Javier Bardem. He is so good in this movie, guys. His performance is it's fantastic. He's got this great charisma about him, and you just really feel for him at times. Trying to manage the team and things like that. It can be very hard, but this is one of my favorite performances of him, and I just think he did such a good job. I want to talk about cinematography because that's something that I'm pretty passionate about. And a lot of movies like Megan, we can't really talk about cinematography. It's cool and all, but it's not meant to really blow you away that way. But this F1 movie, the cinematography was so good. There were lots of moments with fireworks, and even in the race car track, you really the cinematography put you right in the middle of the action, and there were some really beautiful shots in this film, some of the most beautiful shots I've seen in any movie this year. And I think that's worth praising. So bravo, Apple, your cinematography top notch, some of the best, seriously. I'm going to talk about music now because I love a film score. Film scores are just needed because without film scores you really you lose a lot of the films without it. It really helps put you in the action and make you soar, kind of feel stuff. The music was done by Hans Zimmer, and I did not know that until the movie started. And I love Hans Zimmer. He did a lot of the music in Pirates of the Caribbean. He also did a lot of the background music in The Lion King, and it's just amazing that the film score is great. I was actually listening to it on the way to work today, and I thought, man, this score is just so cool. It makes me feel like I want to be a race car driver. I don't. That would not be good. But the film score for this, Hans Zimmer is truly a legend, and to be able to have him in this, like that's cool. Another thing I didn't realize when the movie started was it was Jerry Bruckheimer who produced it. So you had that tree with the lightning bolt in Jerry Bruckheimer Productions, and whenever you see Jerry Bruckheimer, you're in for a really cool action-packed adventure, and it was that. It was just really, really, really incredible. Um, and the cast was good. You have Brad Pitt who played Sonny Hayes, and Brad Pitt does such a good job being this cocky, conceited like race car driver. He's just come out of retirement after an accident. He's finally back, and he thinks he's better than everybody else, and it's great. Like he did such a good job in that role. And then I gotta give praise to Damson Idris. He was the other race car driver, the younger one who was being mentored by Brad Pitt's character. Who played Joshua Pierce. He was confident. He was fun. He knew how to goof around a little bit more. He was less serious than Sonny Hayes, and he did such a good job in that. I think he'll go very far. I'd love to see him in more things because that was just fantastic. And again, the chemistry between the two of them was remarkable. You really felt that kind of intimidation between the two, or longing to be better than one another. It's great. Of course, I've talked about Javier Bardem. I wanted to give him a special shout out a minute ago, but he plays Ruben, who is a great friend of Brad Pitt's character, Sonny Hayes. Kind of creates the racing program, brings him back, gets him back on his feet to kind of teach these kids. And he is just such a good friend. You can just feel that friendship and longing to inspire the next generation, and that's really cool. You've got Carrie Condon who's in this. She plays Kate. She's a character who creates race cars and really helps build the Formula One cars. She was awesome in this. She was just really cool. She had moments where of romance. It is just really cool. Another fun fact about Carrie Condon is if you like Marvel, I love Marvel. It's my favorite thing in the world. She did play the voice of Friday in Marvel in the movies, and I think probably on the Disney Cruise Lines Quantum Mania show as well, the one with the quantum cores. I think she was probably Friday in that as well. And then one more person I want to talk about. She had less to do, but she really stood out to me was Sarah Niles, and she played Bernadette, who's the mother of uh, Joshua Pierce, the young race car driver. And you can really tell she's got this really good motherly bond. I mean, she does such a good job being the mother character. You can sense her being very worried about the race car driving because it is Formula One is not the safest thing in the world, but a lot of people do it, and there are good safety precautions. But as a mother, I'm not a mother, obviously. But if I was, I could sense that danger and the fear. So I think she did such a good job in that role, and when she was on screen, she really took my eyes off of everything else, the action, because she's such a good actress. And if you know me, you know I love Ted Lasso, and she was in that. She was the therapist, so really cool to see her back in another film. I recognized her immediately, so that was cool. But yeah, F1 is a great summer film. I don't know where I'm going to rank it yet, but it's going to be pretty high up there. It is fantastic, whether you like race cars or not. I definitely recommend checking this one out on the biggest screen possible. I saw it in Dolby. I recommend it in Dolby, or if it's playing in IMAX, definitely you want to check it out in the biggest screen possible because this movie is fantastic. Anyway, so I guess you're ready for my Eric ranking of F1. That is going to get an 8.5 out of 10. Yes, that's right. Very good. Much better than I anticipated being. So I am very impressed with Jerry Bruckheimer and Apple and everybody who put their heart and soul into this film because it's something that you definitely want to check out this summer for sure. Yeah, so that's it. We've got two decent films, very fun. Both of them were very fun. F1 was quite a bit more refined and better than Megan, but Megan was still fun. So definitely see both of these movies if you have the opportunity. I don't think you're gonna regret it if you do. So, anyways, that is it. So I once again will see you at the movies. Have a great week, a great holiday, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye now.